I am in awe of you. I think I'm in love with you.
Oh, you know what? Those have been words I've heard before.
I'm not surprised. Because just reading your website and feeling the power of what you're up to,
Oh, thank you.
I'm genuinely humbled.
My experience growing up, though, I don't have a terror story like so many people do. I grew up with a great love for the church. How that happened for me, I don't really know, because my parents weren't regular churchgoers. Now my mother would go every now and then, but I had such a deep love for Sunday school until somebody would have to get up in the morning so that they can cross me across the street, because if I don't know if you've ever been to Harlem, but they have huge long blocks, of course you know that, and large streets to cross.
Yep.
And so as a kid, I was unable to cross the street by myself. So in order for me to get to the church, which was actually right across the street from our building, someone would have to cross me. That was every Sunday. And I fell in love with Sunday school. I fell in love with the Sunday school teacher, the way she taught, and I was excited to be there. If I couldn't go, I would be so upset. I also knew that I was same-sex attracted at a young age. But of course, never telling anybody. I started doing what people thought I should do. I started dating guys. Never successful at any relationship that I had. And then I started dating women and going down to the village and going down to Two Potato, because that was the little club that they had that everybody would go to, and going to Chi-Chi's, which was another club, right? Now I'm a church kid all day long. I start bumping into more church people coming into that place. And I'm saying, oh, if they're coming here, they have to be gay or they have to be lesbian. You don't just show up at a gay and lesbian bar unless you're coming to support somebody. And so that was a whole big thing for me, that being in the village, walking up and down the pier, seeing trans people, seeing gay men and seeing lesbian women, that was a really, really big experience for me. It opened me up. So when I got back to the church that I was at, this pastor is saying, he's not preaching, he's not condemning LGBTQI people. So I'm like, okay, this is like the church I grew up in. And then one day he had some preachers come from Louisiana, and he says, I want you all to take them out for a good time. Well, a good time to me was going down to the village, going to Two Potato and seeing the drag shows. That was an awesome time, right? And we get down there and we're at these drag shows and we take them. And then they seem to have had a great time, a fabulous time, only to find out that one of them felt uncomfortable but never said it. Came back and told our pastor, and then he asked to meet with me and the other person that I went with to take them out. And then when I walked into the room, it's all of the high clergy people in there. And I was like, oh, I'm missing a meeting. I'm sorry I'm late or whatever, And he said, oh, this meeting is about you. And we're silencing you. Silencing me? Why? Yeah, because you took them to a drag show and that was inappropriate for you to do, for you to take our out-of-town visitors to a drag show. I said, so you don't preach against homosexuality, but you don't want me to take these three guys who clearly are gay to a drag show, and I'm being silenced. And that was my first turn.
But in that, you never separated from the church.
I have never, and I was sharing with somebody the other day, I said, with all of the things that I know that the church has done to me and other people, and all of the bloodshed that the church has done, we can go all the way back to the Crusades. I have never separated from the church, because you know why? I think deep inside, I know that it's a religion problem, but it is a humanity problem. The bad religion that we are given, the bad theology that we are taught, right? People cannot reconcile. I understand what's happening. And it's not like, oh, somebody made a statement, so you just don't want to leave your abuser. No, I understand my abuser. I'm clear with my abuser. I'm not friends with my abuser. Now I have a different theology. Now I know how to stand up to my abuser. And now I'm demanding the abuser, the church, religion, bad religion, to do better, to make changes, to make a turn. And so that is why I continue to stay.
And that is, I have chills over my body while you say that, because I really believe, I just got to say, I believe what you're doing is so much bigger than you. I mean, clearly your spirit came here on a mission that, you know, knew itself when you were a 5-year-old little body. That's rare and it's beautiful. Tell me about some of the people, just a story or two that comes to your heart of some of the work and the lives that you've touched.
Wow. So, our church, and our particular ministry, and the fellowship as well, we deal with a lot of trans people as well, trans identified people. I think that hearing stories, knowing that young people have been thrown out and cast away by their parents, some dastardly things done to them physically, mentally, and emotionally, but seeing them rise. I have had so many young trans people to graduate from high school and college and, to go on to do wonderful things. Some of them to go on to seminary, some of them to go into, world, working with the government, just powerful citizens in the United States of America, right? And we know that trans women, particularly Black trans women, don't make it past 25 years old, I think the age is. Yeah. And those have been transforming and transcending for me.
So what is, to you, the vision for the LGBTQI world in terms of I don't know, our spirituality, our calling? What do you see as what's possible for us? So what's next?
That's a great question. I think that's important for us as LGBTQI people to live in our authentic truth. However that falls in your life, to live in your authentic. And what does that mean? That means that whatever it is that you are now and that you are becoming, because who you are now is not who you're going to stay, right? We are all still becoming. We are all still, digging inside and actualizing some of the things that spirit, that the divine, that the universe has placed upon us, right? And so we're still striving and we're still moving forward. We are not yet who we are going to be. But as we evolve and as we grow, that we understand that it is important that we remain authentic to who we are. Right? That we understand that the world may be changing, and even though the world is changing, we might have changed on the inside, but we are still who we are. We are still the L or the G, whichever you want to put first. We are still the B, the T, the Q, the I, the A, and the G and C, and the non-binary. We are still those people, right? And I think that when people meet us authentically, no hiding, right? We don't have to hide who we are. We don't have to hide behind religion. We don't have to hide behind anything else. Just be who you are. People have a great respect for that.
Yeah.
They have a great respect for authenticity and genuineness. And I think that as a community, we learn that, right? And we grow into it, and we grow more and more and more into it, right? You don't have to scale yourself down and scale yourself back, because somebody doesn't appreciate the diversity of who you are.